I love it. Back at it.
This Baptist Church Avenue was
All right, thank you. Have a good night. Palm fixation. They try to sneak it. Of course, talking about the color gray, silver gray. All right. Again, just to show you guys that I know what it is that they're doing, as I'm able to call them out on what it is that they're doing. They keep it Pam. And as I'm coming across the buses crossing, coming into the intersection, you know, the dude started pointing. What you pointing at, bro? What you pointing at? Hilarious. Oh yeah. All right, so I want you guys again to understand and know what it is that they're doing and how they try to lie, right, when it comes to these programs and the negative effect that it has on the victim's mind, right? And what you guys are going to see a lot of great vehicles. This is 1, 2, 3, right up there. Okay, pay attention. All right, pay attention. See, they know that, you know, the general public is and particularly in the Negropeans, they're dumbed down, so they don't understand that when they engage in these sort of programs, that they're actually damaging a person's psychological state, right? And then with the use of the directed energy weapons that is used on TIs, right, it also damages our brains, literally our brains. Brain tissues, brain matter is damaged. Cognitive ability damage, right? And they will do things knowing that they've damaged you, and particularly when it comes to short-term memory and short-term memory loss, that they will engage in doing things to try to get you to remember certain things. But it's not that you remember it, it's because of the surveillance, right, that they have on us, and they know the damage that is occurring, that they will say things and do things like, you know, like for example, using my daughter to say certain things, you know, hijacking her consciousness, transmitting things into her mind so she can say to me, right? So I remember certain things. They're very slick. Like I said, I've been studying what it is that they do. Not only going through the damaging and detrimental harm that they've caused me and other TIs, but studying what it is that they do and exposing it. Okay? Because when you engage in this psychological manipulation, it is damaging to the victim. And guess what? What? You cannot repair the damage. And they are not going to repair the damage. They cannot unprogram you. This is why they use money to try to silence you. You understand? They cannot undo the damage that they've done to you cognitively. This is why they don't want you to go and get MRIs, you know, every couple of years, because they know that the damage is extensive. All right? They know this. So they'll try to use money again and using honey traps as a means to try to silence you, while they continue to damage you psychologically as well as cognitively and physically. They know this, right? So when I talk about, like for example, I had to wait, 30-something minutes for a bus last night when, you know, like I said, I waited 20 minutes in the apartment before I left because it said that the bus would be here in 30-something minutes. So I waited 20 minutes. As I'm leaving, I said, let me check the bus schedule. I checked the bus schedule and it said the bus would be here in 30-something minutes again. So, I mean, it shows you. I did a video on this so you guys can see. Right? Yesterday when I went to pick up my daughter, got off the bus, you saw the bus I was waiting on, right? You know, they literally the bus turned, instead of going its route, right? What happened? You see the bus deviate, right? It was deterred, right? Because they knew this is what they do. They retaliate, So when I got home last night, I got home after 12 o'clock, right? It literally took me 2 hours to get home. Okay, I mean, just to tell you. So when I get home, I can't sit down. I had to go lay down. I got a snack to eat before I went to bed. I had to lay down in my bed to eat my snack because I can't sit down. And that was pretty cold too. It was very cold. Right? So they know what it is that they do. And what happened today? You start to see the wheelchair team. Right? This is all when I talk about this, I say, how is it that only on a specific day, all of a sudden, you'll see people show up with a wheelchair at the bus stop? I mean, what is it? Is it a particular time of the month that everybody that has a wheelchair going someplace is going to be going when I arrive at the bus stop? You know what I'm saying? Either, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's crazy. But I want you guys to understand what it is that they do and how they do it. Okay? And how they manipulate people's mind, how they radicalize people. And it is to their very own detriment. Look, a lot of great vehicles. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I know what I'm talking about, man. That's why I show you. When I talk about how sometimes my targeting will start in the house, usually with Pam or my sister or other family members, right? And then, as I go outside, it will continue. It's a continuation, right? This is what I'm talking about. Now, also today when I went to pick up my daughter, I was recording certain things. They literally hacked into my phone and stopped the video, but at least the video saved on this phone. My other phone, the video wouldn't save, but this phone, my video saved. Every time they end the video, I'll stop the video. They stop the video recording. It saved the video, right? But they do it because, again, when they don't want me to show certain things or some particular person or persons, that's what they'll do. So now I have to constantly look down at my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? This is the extent what it is that they do. And then when I went to upload the videos, right, it allowed me to upload the videos when 2 of the videos it allowed me to upload, and the rest was still uploading. So you know what I did? While those videos still uploading, I went and I re-upload them again, and they uploaded. You know what I'm saying? All right. So when I get in the house, I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna show you guys. Still uploading. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's crazy, the shit that they do. Why? Because they know what they've done is a crime. They know what they've done is against the law, right? But because they thought that, I was a sheep, and I'm not a sheep, they engage in this nonsense. And then again, using another Hispanic female, one of my Facebook friends on Facebook, who's Hispanic, I shared a post about the so-called candidate for Surgeon General, right? And I'm like, okay, if anybody who nominated to be Surgeon General should have some expertise in the medical field. Either they were a doctor, right? And they should be a doctor, right? Who have become an administrator later on in their career, right? Or who is a doctor, a surgeon, right? A medical doctor, okay? Right? To be the Surgeon General. So I posted a post that somebody had posted, and I couldn't share it, so I had to copy it and paste it on my page. And she comes on there and she's talking about, why would the Surgeon General don't need to be a doctor? And I sound dumb for posting it. No, she's like, you look dumb for posting. I said, no, you look dumb for saying what you say. Right? So I went to the Surgeon General website, the U.S. government, and it shows you, it tells you the duty of the Surgeon General. And I posted it in my response to her. Another great vehicle, a lot of great silver vehicle, gray and silver, right? And use it today, right? And I said to her, no, you sound dumb, right? So if there is another pandemic, right? This woman would not know what to do, okay? And she's like, oh well, she could hire other staff, and that's the problem. Is that when we talk about DEI, when they talk about DEI hire, they're the ones that's doing DEI hire, right? If you are black or Asian or Hispanic, you know what I'm saying, or Muslim, right? They're going to make sure that you qualify for that position. But these white people are not qualified for the position that they're in. And again, here's another case I'm talking about, the hypocrisy, right? And this is something that really pissed me off about Negropeans, is that the reason why they also hypocritical, but they don't see it. They don't see it. Oh, well, she could get the position, she's going to hire the doc. Well, then the person who they hired, she hires, so they should be the Surgeon General. You understand? They are given those positions because they're white. Simple as that. Right? Black people, when we get a position, is because we earned it. It's because we work hard. It's because we qualify. These people don't. They don't work hard. I won't even say they'll work hard, but they don't qualify. Okay? And again, I can see how they're moving. We comes to the Hispanics, how they're moving, because again, what do? Divide and conquer. And we have yet to understand that. We have yet to realize that. Divide and conquer. Right? And who are the easiest people to divide in America is black people. Why? Because they have programmed our minds through cognitive warfare, through social influence, through social contagions, through online contagion, through microwave radio frequency, right? Through our DNA, right? And when I say that, people are going to be like, what do you mean? Well, go and do some research. Okay, now think about this, right? So why would the United States, in a so-called health deal with Gambia, why would they need access to Gambian citizen medical records? As a matter of fact, I think I remember someone was in the military. I think it was China. China was buying the medical records of U.S. service personnel. Anybody ever think why that is? Right? Why would China be interested in a person's medical records? I mean, think about it. Right? Yeah, predator department over there grabbing it. Think about it. Why would nations be interested in other nations' military personnel or citizens, right? And those living within this border, medical records. Why? That's something for you guys to think about, right? And then you go and you talk about biological weapons that can target specific ethnic group. Could that have something to do with it? Right? Because we know that they can target us down to our genetics on a cellular level. Right? Again, this is why I say it's important for black people as a group and as a nation of people that we have a certain number of those within our population who are in the tech field, medical field, science field, right? Because they know what it is that they do. And very few of us understand and know what it is that they do. Okay? And we keep falling for the okie doke because we're ignorant. Because we are made ignorant. Okay? Go and do some research. Whenever you have a dominant group who is ruling a society, that dominant group will do whatever to continue to subordinate, to subvert the other group of people within a society, particularly if they are not the dominant group. Same thing with religion, right? If you live in a Muslim country, right, they're going to want to stop the spread of Christianity. Okay? If you are living in a Christian nation, they're going to want to stop the spread of Islam or any other religious beliefs. Yeah, look, gray silver, gray silver, right? Oh yeah. So you gotta think about it, right? What it is that they do. Look, another gray silver, look, all making U-turns. See that? Right? All the way down there. You see that? No. What is the likelihood of that happening? And then look, his laundry bag. Gray, gray. Yeah, I'm doing my laundry. I ain't got nothing to worry about. You know, I gotta talk about how they always do certain things, right? Yeah, I know. I gotta do my laundry. And I call it out because I know exactly what they're doing. I want people to understand and know exactly what it is that they're doing. Right? Great vehicle. Right? So again, you know, I call this shit out because I want people to understand what it is that they're doing. And the harm that they've caused. Oh yeah, the harm that they've caused. As I said, the harm that they've caused in the airport department using their sirens. Again, like I said, I don't worry. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. Because like I said, I'm going to take everything from them. They're not going to have any qualified immunity. The world is going to know exactly what they've been doing and who they've been doing it to. Right? And I'm going to expose their lies, their manipulation, their deception. I tell them, you know, I didn't spend the past decade and a half for them to continue to manipulate me. Right? I study what it is that they've done. I observe. I record. I document. Just so when that moment comes, that they're going to be held accountable and responsible. I'm not letting them get away with nothing. I'm definitely not going to let them railroad me. And if they think they're going to railroad me, they got another thing coming. I may not have the resources or the manpower that they have to do all that they've done, manipulation, all this stuff, right? But I have within me, within my DNA, my ancestors, and I have good people who are trying to understand. I think they understand now, right? What it is that they've been doing for decades. And so when you have goodness on your side, not righteousness, I don't use the word righteous because people commit atrocities in the name of righteousness. So I say goodness. If you are a good person, right? Because every righteous person claims they're righteous because of their God. So when they go into other nations and bomb them, like how Israel has decimated the Palestinian population through its genocide, right? It's because they believe that they're doing the righteous cause. Look, you're a predator department. look. Oh yeah, bunch of cowards. Bunch of cowards. Right? So I don't use the word righteousness. I use the word goodness. You know, Burkina Faso. What is this? What does it mean? Land of the upright people, right? Land of the good and upright people. So I just want you to know how Africans think, right? It is different. Look, I guess they're gonna take a long time for the bus to come. Well, listen, I know also why they're doing it too, because I've been doing a lot of video today and yesterday. I didn't get to back up my video this morning, and when I got home last night, I did uploaded a few of them, but you know, I had to I was too tired, so I went to bed. But I'm going to try to conserve whatever is there. But a bus might be coming, so it's okay. I think I see a bus coming, so I'll keep on recording. Right? But again, like I said, they are not going to get away with what it is that they've been getting away with for decades. Not with me. And if they think they're going to do this to my children, look, see a lot of gray silver vehicles, right? Is that the bus? I can't. There's another one behind it. I mean, look at this government. That Maduro can't even get a lawyer to represent him because the U.S. government is blocking his funds, so you cannot have a lawyer. Do you understand how corrupt these people are? Right? Do you understand how corrupt these people are? And the reason why they're so another gray, a lot of grays, right? A lot of grays. Look at that. Like I talk about, man, and they'll try to, they will try to, and they've done this before too, so this is nothing new, you know. And then they'll mix in some red with it too, because it's a bright color, right? Look, gray, black, and red. Let me tell you, I got their ass, man. I got them good.
I think when they start, when they now start to cooking back the box for to go on.